Battle of the rackets. Most exciting thing about my journey. Which racket will go to the next round? We'll see. Today we're gonna have a fight between Vcore 95 versus Head Gravity Pro. On the first look, the rackets are totally different, but as you play with them, you kind of feel some similarities. You see, Vcore 95 is like taking the Gravity Pro and chopping all the excessive surface of the racket. But you still have this rounded top of the frames. In terms of forgiveness, they are quite comparable. But let's go step by step and dissect the review into smaller parts. So first we have ground strokes. Obviously, Gravity Pro is the most forgiving racket maybe on the market. However, it's quite anemic, not that much powerful. And when it comes to power, I would give an edge to the Vcore 95. However, Vcore 95 is still quite an anemic frame. So for me, it means also that both are very control oriented. Funny thing about the Gravity Pro is that even though the head size is quite big and the rounded shape of the head makes it feel very forgiving, the control, low powered response make it actually demanding. Like whenever I was, let's say, using the forgiveness of the frame, the drop in power and drop in performance in general was quite drastic. So I was quite forced to be focused anyway playing with the Gravity Pro. Also, Gravity Pro is a bit more heavy, actually a lot more heavy than the Vcore 95. Vcore 95 is a very fast racket and offers more spin, mainly because the string pattern is a bit more spreaded. So despite being a smaller head size, the forgiveness in terms of the performance actually maybe goes to the Vcore 95. You get a bit more power, a bit more spin potential. However, maybe on returns, the Gravity Pro will outshine the Vcore 95. Also, one thing comes to my head when I talk about the forgiveness of the frames is that the Gravity Pro is much more stable in feel. And this stable feel leads to more confidence. You step in the court with more confidence that you won't have any issues playing the ball. With Vcore 95 you kinda have to compensate this smaller stability with racket head speed. The faster you hit, the better the racket responds. Ground strokes, I will say in total I will give it to the Gravity Pro, mainly because the stability is better, the plow through is better in stock form, and the forgiveness and let's say the power rise with the Vcore 95 is not big enough to make a difference. Those two frames are too similar in terms of the overall forgiveness in performance. Volleys and maybe we can say touch shots, feel, I think I'll give it to the Gravity Pro, mainly because it's a constant beam, so all constant beams are, in my experience, a bit more consistent in the response, giving you a bit more feedback, more feel. Also, Gravity Pro is a thinner beam, so again, more feel, more control. On the other side, Vcore 95 is faster, right? So maybe your reaction time is better. So I can see why some players might prefer Vcore over the Gravity Pro, but here I'm taking Gravity Pro. Serves, that's quite interesting because Vcore 95 is a more spin-oriented frame and it is a faster racket. However, Gravity Pro has something in it that's very appealing. Yeah, it is quite heavy, but you can use this heaviness to your advantage. Vcore 95 is a bit more powerful, and the 95 in general are also very good at serves usually. They're cutting through the air a bit faster, the feel of the swing, you get more feedback of your swing, and Gravity Pro is a bit numb, but if I had to take one racket for the serves, it would be Gravity Pro. So returns, yeah, I already mentioned it. To me, Gravity Pro is a bit more forgiving. The Vcore 95 could be more forgiving in some cases, but if I am on a stretch, if I'm in trouble catching the ball, then yeah, Gravity Pro kinda obviously have to kick in and save the day. So power, again, it's quite astonishing that the 95 square inches head size can offer you a bit more power. Gravity Pro, I even strung it like at 20 kilos and it kinda still felt a bit anemic, very control oriented, but with lower tension sometimes the ball was sailing on me and another shot was landing too short. So it is quite tricky to pick a right string for the Gravity Pro and right tension, but similar story with the Vcore 95, because Vcore 95 can sometimes lack stability or plow through and power, or maybe the launch angle can be a bit high, so both are quite tricky rackets to pick string or tension. So control goes to Gravity Pro. Both rackets are very control oriented, but constant and thin beam of the Gravity Pro gives a slight edge over the Vcore 95. When it comes to power, if I had to pick one, I think I would give an edge to the Vcore 95. Vcore 95 can just shoot the ball a bit harder, higher and deeper. You have to work a bit more with the Gravity Pro, which to me is a closest racket to the Prestige Pro in terms of how hard it is to perform well and how hard it is to create power. Stability, yeah, for me, obvious choice. I have to go with the Gravity Pro. Even with the modified Vcore 95, I would still give an edge to the Gravity Pro. Maybe it's associated with the flex style. For some reason, Vcore 95 is a bit softer in feel than the Gravity Pro, which comes to my other point that comfort goes to the Vcore 95 despite being a smaller head size. The feel of the string bed is very nice. Gravity Pro a bit more crispy in feel, but at the same time, as the hitting surface is quite big, you don't really feel the impact of the ball. So it's a bit tricky and it kind of bothers me that I don't really feel the exact place where I meet the ball on the racket. With smaller head size it is a bit easier, and this is probably the most addictive thing, playing with a smaller head sizes. Gravity Pro, I feel like the sweet spot is located a bit lower in the frame. With the Vcore 95, maybe it is located a bit higher, near the top, where the racket is more rounded and bigger. When you look at the Vcore 95, it is a bit weird, like the lower part of the frame is kind of small and then it gets bigger towards 98 head sizes. And Gravity Pro, it's like taking Prestige Pro and drop it under the car and just pick it, and it's now wider, thinner in feel, kind of pancake effect. But this pancake can play. And touch shots actually will go to the Gravity Pro, probably because of the constant beam design. I feel like whenever I was playing lobs or touch shots, Gravity Pro was listening to me a bit more. Vcore 95 is kind of a one-trick pony. You it's a great frame for acceleration, hitting angles, hitting down the line. You have to stay kind of aggressive with this frame. Whenever I was slowing down my hand, I was losing stability and therefore losing also comfort and touch feel. So Gravity Pro, yeah, no issues there, other than the frame itself is quite hefty and still kinda on an anemic side of power spectrum. Topspin, that is quite interesting. Yeah, with the Gravity Pro you have bigger hitting area. With the Vcore 95 it is much smaller, but both rackets I think are better for those who drive the ball and just use this 1 second acceleration from the wrist to give the ball more spin. Those are not really the rackets to play banana shots like Nadal. This guides me to another point. Both rackets are more traditional than modern in feel and response and how you want to play with them. Zverev and Rublev are perfect examples of how you wanna play with the Gravity. They drive the ball really hard, they hit through like a tank. And Vcore 95 is quite similar in terms of how to use it and how to activate all the benefits it has to offer. However, I think from the 16 mains, the spin potential goes to the Vcore 95. Maybe also because the response is a bit more dynamic, the ball can launch a bit higher. So also it gives an illusion of more spin potential because the launch is just bigger, or maybe it's because Gravity Pro overall is a bit more anemic, control-oriented frame, so you kinda have to work a bit more to activate spin. It's a bit tricky, but the choice is obvious. I'm going with the Vcore 95 as a winner for spin. Slices. It can be tricky because with the Gravity Pro you have 18-20 string patterns, so it's more closed, so it's easier to cut through the ball. But with the Vcore 95, 16 mains can kind of grab the ball a bit better, you have better spin potential, and this also comes to slices. However, with the Gravity Pro you can notice a much lower launch angle, and this in general leads to better slices. So I think I touched now every possible trait of the rackets. Now it's time to decide which racket is my choice, my pick of the round. So despite the fact that both rackets are aimed towards kind of similar players, don't forget that Rublev, before switching to Gravity Pro, was playing with a 95 square inches racket. I think the overall performance goes to the Gravity Pro, and this is my pick of the round. Let's see how far Gravity Pro can go in my tournament of rackets. So thanks for watching, please subscribe as it helps me grow, leave a comment and see you soon.